Okay, we're live. We're ready to go. I hope we're ready to go. Hell, we don't know what we are. I'm getting my other computer set up so I can see you guys in chat. Hope everybody's doing well. I had a crazy morning. Crazy morning, I tell you. But it's about ready to get a whole lot better. Because we're just going to paint. Why not? Hi, grandson Christopher. You're so adorable, I swear to God. You crack me up. All right, I think we're set up. Now get all this other crap off the screen. Hey, Lena, you just make dinner. I have to do that at Xandra's every week. Lurk and create dinner. All right, let's see. That's straight on the table. So let's pull out just a hair. We're going to do neurographic painting. Hey, Dan. This is all because of you, Dan, that I had to get into this neuro art stuff. And with any luck, I'm going to fix this brain. I'm not holding out a lot of hope, but you never know. Hi, Icy. Hi, Terry. Yeah, you just never know. And while this is white, I probably need to put a focus, you freak out here. So it has something to focus on. Hi, Linda. Say hi to Tim for me. So yeah, a few weeks ago, I'm sure you guys remember, I had water problems. Pipe out in the greenhouse froze and broke. And this morning, I was going to wash my hands, and my water was just not a trickle, but it didn't have a whole lot of pressure. So I went down and got Robert and went out in the greenhouse, and the same fitting blew apart again. So yeah. Hi, Carol. Hi, CB. Hey, Rachel. We use this tool at the sanitarium. Well, here we go. I don't know. This place this morning has felt like a sanitarium. Yep, but it does most days, so I should be quite comfortable in this environment. But I never do well when things are not exactly like they're supposed to be. It's kind of like if your car breaks. If your car breaks, go get a new car. Don't even screw with the one you've got. Get a new car. That's it. That's my approach to life. If something breaks, get a new one. Hi, Jen. So anyway, hit the thumbs up when you come in if you don't mind. Yeah, my grandson Christopher's here today. Hi, Dorothy. So yeah, I got a couple of things to show you guys. Last week, I'll show what I did last week. You guys were probably mostly here or saw it on IG. But I did found relative painting. And this is fun, you guys. Terry Brett did it, and hers came out awesome. So if you've not tried the found relative paintings, try it because you'll just have fun. And what's fun, I think, and I've done it with some other ones, is make up their name, give them a life, give them a profession, and you'll be amazed what your imagination and your brain will come up with, honestly. But this was my clue page, and it was fun. And honestly, I used that. Oh, somebody in chat will have to remind me what it was. But you know that that foil that has the, what is it, flutter glue or whatever? A few years ago, it was really big. But I used that to put the gold on the frames. Honestly, I wanted to shoot myself about halfway through. That stuff, it's indigo blue. Is it indigo blue? Somebody will think of it. Still think, you think I should? I think I should too. Anyway, about halfway through putting this foil on the frames, I want to just shoot myself in the head, honestly. But I like the way it turned out, so I'm okay with it. And I took the picture kind of crazy because I'm glad Dee Dee's not here. I didn't go in and fix it. So, yeah. But this was fun, and I recommend everybody do it. So that page got done, and that's all I've done in there, because I was working on another project that I got done, and it's out of here. It's on its way to its home. So yeah, this week I'll start working on some more of those pages, because we've got, starting tomorrow, we've got exactly 1 month left to finish Scavenger Hunt, and then we're going to do a giveaway. So yeah, there's that. And then, oh, they're not brand new, but here recently, Patricia and Mariah, P&M Artist Studios, has been hanging out with us, and Patricia is amazing on the jelly print. Like, and her jelly plate is always so clean, which I appreciate, as you guys know. Well, I said hi, grandson Christopher. Anyway, today in the mail, I got some of their products. Patricia and Mariah were kind enough to send me. I'm going to show their art first. This is some of their, I'm sure this is jelly prints that they've laid out. It's so nice, and they made a card and wrote a note. And I had sent them some illuminated letters for their scavenger hunt, because they needed to do some fib art, so I went ahead and did that for them. And then they sent me back some of their art, which will go in the scavenger hunt. Their jelly prints have so much depth. I'm not kidding. And I watched Patricia do it over and over and over. Did I say hi, Riri? But anyway, if you haven't gone to P&M Artist Studios on YouTube, that is their channel name, P&M. I'm almost sure. Let me double check. Yeah, PM Artist Studio. Yeah, she does some amazing jelly prints. And they also do reels on Instagram. So, you know, if you don't have time to watch a whole video or something, you can go watch their reels on Instagram as well. And they were kind enough to send me a couple, and I'm not going to jelly print today, but I will use these one day on stream. They were kind enough to send me a couple of their stencils, because they do stencil designs as well. Oh, I should have gotten, let me get a piece of black paper out so you can see. The lighting looks awesome. I don't know, Dee Dee. It's the same as it always is. Let me get some black out here. I didn't do anything different today. Okay, now you guys will be able to see a little bit better. Because this came just minutes before I came on, so I opened it real quick. Hi, Christine. Anybody I might have missed coming in. This is one of their stencil designs. It looks like brain membrane too, right? It is. Rachel, you're right. It's just my shining personality coming through. So, yeah. Their designs are very cool. And this is on, their little sheet says that it's cut from 74-pound Yupo, which is 100% polypropylene synthetic material. So it feels really cool. You've all used Yupo, so you know exactly what it is. And then this one is very cool. Well, they're both very cool. That's the other one. I got to punch out a couple of things here and there. But yeah, these are really nice, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Patricia and Mariah. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm excited to use them. And then this little one here, like a little border one, which is very cool. Kind of African. Right, Terry? They are so nice. Did I say hi, Christine? And then in here, she gave me an additional 10% off. So I will go on and look at their designs, because they do make them and sell them. So if you want to support a small business, and a fib, go to P&M Artist Studio and see what they are offering up for you guys. So again, thank you, Patricia and Mariah. The packaging was fabulous. Everything about it was top notch. So I feel like a very lucky girl right now. And I'm glad they become a part of our community, you know. It's nice to get new fibs. All right, let me put this aside. Got to keep it all together. And then because Uncle Dan, the other, a week or so ago, he suggested that I look into neurographic art. I had not heard of it. I'm surprised I haven't, you know, but I think Uncle Dan may think that my brain needs help or something. I don't know. But I did look into it, and it's kind of interesting. I took some quick notes. Neurographic art it was designed by a Russian scientist to kind of meld science and art so that it's very Zen-like, and you think about a problem and work on your problem while you're doing the art. I'm not sure that I have the mental capacity for all that. Maybe that's why Dan suggested it. But it was fun to do. And so the whole idea is you start by either tracing objects or just using a string, much like Zentangle, where you just draw whatever. This one I did add circles to here and there. And then there's several parts to it. Let me see if I can remember. You can present yourself with a problem. Think about what your points of tension are. Energetically create. I don't know what I meant by that. But then part of the process is to round the corners. Everywhere a line intersects, you soften those corners with a curved line. I know I'm certifiably mental, Rachel. So that's part of the whole process, is that you round the corners and then you can fill it in with whatever supply you need. What the heck is that? Look, we got a bug visiting us today. What are you doing, little guy? Come here. Come here. What kind of bug are you? I hope he's the only one and he didn't bring his family members with him. He's going to live in the napkin. You just did this yesterday. Hi, Starlet. You just did this with the kiddos yesterday at a local art center. It was fun. Love the added circles. Yeah, I mean, there's no downside to it, and you know, it's not that I don't like meditation. Maybe I just don't like looking inside how scary my brain really is. I don't know, but to me, it's just doing something. Dead bug. Hey, CB? I don't know where he came from. I mean, I don't very often find bugs in the house. So, anyway, yesterday I did one just for the heck of it. And I used Derwent Graphitin paints on this. And they are a very muted paint. But the cool thing about the Graphitin, if you've not ever seen them or used them, is they granulate so beautifully. Yeah, hi Barb, the bug is going to live with me now in the napkin. But anyway, you can see on here how the paints granulate just so beautifully. So for me, it was just playing with the paints and adding water and adding pigment. But at the end, it comes out really cool. I mean, I feel like there's still more I could do with this. Maybe, Jen. But yeah, this is the Graphitin paint. And I have to say, it's different even than the Daniels, or the, is it Daniel Smith Primatech? I think it is. It's Daniel Smith Primatechs that are made with the actual minerals, and they granulate beautifully. So these paints are definitely different, and they're very cool. And you can get really strange effects with them just by adding like a drop of water or letting them run. You can tell that the heavier pigments move away. This was a ton of fun, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. And I probably will do more with that because I really like it. And another thing I want to do is I'm going to do one of these, and I'm going to do monochromatic to go in the scavenger hunt page because I still have to do that. All right. I should have cleaned up around here before I got into this. I thought today I would do a lot more colorful. And so I got out the Mission Gold paints. These are, I think they consider them student grade, but they have a great range of colors. There's also no downside to these paints. I love them. The problem I'm going to have today is, you like that? This one, Rachel? This was Graphitant, Derwent Graphitant, and I got the pencils first, and they're water soluble, so I have the pencils and the paints. My friend Amy got me these paints the minute they came out. I don't know if they're coming out with more. This was all they had at the time, was the 12 set, but they're very muted. They're just yummy. They're yummy, and they re-wet beautifully. They're just nice paints. So if you got some extra bucks and you want to treat yourself, I would recommend the Graphitant because they just behave so differently than any other paints, really. But the Mission Gold, these are just nice. The pigment in them is rich and yummy, and so yeah, I'm just going to do these. And I thought I would just do it colorful, right? We're just playing. That's all I'm doing. I'm just playing. And these paints, the Mission Gold, I started with the 24 set, and then Xandra and I did a trade where I got some of the other colors, and I sent her all the original 24. So, yeah. You want to be a lost family? Well, I need to paint you then, Barbara. So I'm going to set the paint over here to the side because I don't have enough room over here and I need to focus, you freak. So we're just going to pick a space and start. What I started saying was the problem I'm going to have today is I drew this on Grumbacher, 140 pound. I got it on sale when Hobby Lobby did the great big huge sale. And I have to say, I'm not a huge fan. But anyway, you got a question about the fib art? What is that? Fib art, we call the fibs, and it's just an acronym for Friends in the Box. And anybody in chat who's yakking with us right now would be considered a fib. You don't have to be here 10 years. You can be here 10 minutes, and you're still a fib. You're somebody we communicate with, that we enjoy because we share this common interest. So that's Friends in the Box. And if you don't have a fib, if you're not in communication with anybody outside of chat, drop me a message and I will happily share some art with you. So, yeah, Christopher does have a channel. And he's amazingly talented, you guys. Amazingly talented. So check out Christopher's art. But part of the thing about this neurographic art is rounding out the corner and then just letting yourself, I guess, get all zen and worry about a problem. I don't have any problems. Well, I don't have water and I can't flush my toilet, but that's hardly a problem that I'm going to zen about, right? You want to all be lost family members? I probably should do that. That would be fun. So I'm just going to do wet on wet. I'm going to get this whole circle right here in the center wet, and we're going to start with that. I did draw this, the art in the background I did with a micron black ink, so, and it's dried for all morning, so it won't spread. And I don't think I would like it if it did. So here we go. We're going to start with yellow. You're my friend in the corner. You and Rachel, and Dee Dee most of the time too. So I'm going to do this whole circle. Yellow. Which may be a mistake. I don't know. We'll all see when it is finished. And I'm going to pick one edge of the painting to add some shadow colors. But this Grumbacher paper does not hold the water well. So if I had to buy more watercolor paper, which I don't need to right now, I probably would not rebuy this Grumbacher, to be honest. All right, maybe I'll do that, Jen. I'll pick a day and do a bunch of found relatives and like what I think you guys look like. Now, some of you I know because I've seen photos, so that would be cheating. But a lot of you I don't have a clue. You're a friend in the box. This neurographic art gets addictive. Oh, you've done it yourself, Carol. Well, I'd like to see it because I love your art. Now, if I didn't want this to run like it is, I would have only done one section at a time, and I will do that here coming up. But for right now, we'll just do it like this. It's almost like on this Grumbacher paper that the water just sits on top. It's not absorbing. But it still looks very cool. Don't worry about it, Christopher. I know I appreciate you wanting to super chat. That's very kind. But I want y'all to spend your money on yourselves or put it in the bank. Buy yourself a mutual fund. How about that? The camera's out of focus. Ugh. I might have to turn off autofocus. I don't know. This camera hates white. Really hates white. Now, while that's drying, I'm just going to move to a different section. Yeah. And I'm going at this like willy-nilly. I don't have any plans for colors, how it's all going to work out. Don't have a clue. Not going to worry about it. Because I have other things I need to be worrying about, according to these neuro art people. It is interesting, and I did have a good time watching the people who were doing the tutorials or doing it online. It was fun to watch. I mean, it's pretty mindless. You don't have to think about too much of anything. Just putting your product down on the paper. Hi, Leona. You're at work with mean people? Oh, God, I feel sorry for you. And this is pretty rough texture paper, so you can kind of see how the pigment drops into the texture of the paper. I don't know. Not a huge fan of Grumbacher. This would probably be pretty cool too if after it's all done, cut it up into ATCs and use it as a background. I think that would be very cool. Hi, Joan. Oops, see, that dried out already. That's what's annoying about this stupid paper. Have to re-wet it. It's all right, we'll make it work. And honestly, this painting would look completely different on a different kind of paper as well. I probably will limit the amount of colors that I'm adding. I mean, I won't put the whole rainbow on here, I don't think. Probably just do different values of the same colors. Would be good if I went in with a plan maybe, but why would we want to do that? It's almost like you're fighting trying to keep the paper wet. Arches is my favorite too, Linda. I can't, like, you can't justify using arches for some things, and this is one of them. Now, if I ever come up with a technique for let's just say this type of painting, just for practicing, I would not use the arches. But if I wanted to do something that I could be really proud of and hang on to, yeah, I would break out the arches. But arches is pretty pricey. And because I'm fairly new at this, I like trying different kinds of paper, so that you know which papers work well and which don't. And that one I did yesterday, I did that on Grumbacher as well. So there's no rhyme or reason for why I'm putting any particular kind of color any particular place, okay? I'm really trying to let my brain heal. I know, Dan. There's no hope for that. One nice thing about it, because it doesn't hold water well, you can go back and work again pretty quickly in the same spot. Okay, now I have to decide. I do want to include blue. Do I want to use an ultramarine or cerulean? I think I'll use cerulean and peacock. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, I'm going to hit it with heat. Nah, I'll just paint a different section. I'm really going to try and saturate this so it'll stay wet. The big areas are going to be the problem. But try it just so you can use your cool products. Have you guys ever looked at photographs of your neurological pathways? Not yours specifically, but I mean just neural pathways. The photography is very cool. You're sending EMS? Well, thank you, Rachel. And I'm using light versions on purpose. And you can make the lines between them thinner. I almost wish I'd made these darker so I don't have to fussy so much around the edges, but oh well. Live and learn. But even doing the drawing's fun. Actually, the rounded corner portion of this, I don't remember what it's called, but there actually is a Zentangle that does exactly that in kind of a checkerboard. I've used it quite a bit, actually. Okay, hope these colors work well together. I like how the water is drawing down. You can tell when it's really working and when it's really not. Oh, that's bad news. You don't want to do that. I guess I should move my water closer to the paints so I can knock it off the table, because that's always a good thing. We finally got some good weather coming, you guys. God, last week was just horrible. Oh. And I feel sorry for you Canadians and people, anybody who lives north of me. You guys are made out of stronger material than I am, because by the end of last week, with that crap weather we'd had, I was so over it. I can't even begin to tell you how over it I was. I was telling Dee Dee, I was so sick of it, I just finally decided, you know what? I'm going to be like a freaking bear and just hibernate, because I can't deal with it anymore. I was in a crap mood, which I don't very often get in a crap mood, especially over weather, you know, things I can't control. But, oh, God, I don't know how you guys do it. You're a better person than me. But I think we had 3 days where we never got above freezing, which for down here, especially this time of year, is unheard of. Unheard of. Thanks, Christopher. Yeah, I like it too. Hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, oh well. What are you going to do? Shoot me? I just want the paper to stay wet. Oops, wrong color blue. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Hi, Kathy Arbor. We're fixing my brain today. Tall order, I know, right? All right. I think we'll do this one blue as well. You could also go back in after you've let the area dry and go back in with the darker color for the shadow if you want. I just like playing with the watercolors, so. You did one of these and in the end had a face drawn in it. See, that's just it. I think you will see things. And the circles I put in intentionally. Don't know at the end of the day if I'm going to like them or not, but we'll see. Who cares? I think that little one right there needs to be blue. It is kind of mindless. So, you know, like if you want to just be arting and watching a YouTube video or whatever, I have to say, doing that one yesterday, it was just mindless. I'm going to pick up a little bit of that water. I have to say it was fun. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it a lot. Plus, I was just enjoying playing with those paints. I don't know how many colors I want to... it is mindless creating. That's exactly what it's like, Rachel. And actually, this might be fun to go back in and add Zentangle on top of later. But I don't know how many colors I want to add. I kind of think I'm going to add some purple with just yellow here and there. Like, I think it's time to put yellow back in here. Make sure my paintbrush is really, really clean. And when it comes out all scatterbrained, then you'll know exactly how my brain is functioning. Woohoo, that's scary. Scary stuff there. I probably will go back in when I'm all done and darken those lines in between too. I'm scared to put orange down in this one. Ah, what the heck? Who cares? Hey, Topaz Pearl Girl. Because that's going to feed up as well as down, so. But hopefully this crap Grunbacher paper will keep it where I put it to some extent. Did better than I expected. Hi, Sharon. I guess I should be watching chat. Hi, Shelly. Everybody who's come in while I've been painting so crazily. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add one more yellow circle while I'm at it. In yellow. Then I'm going to add some probably purple. Maybe no reds and pinks. Or if I do that, maybe just do it way out on the edges. What do you guys think? Nobody ever answers your messages. What message, Dorothy? What? Why are you crying about it? And if you're in chat, I mean, I can either sit here and read every word of chat or I can art. What do you want me to do? That's what I'm asking. Don't know what that is. hair. I was just thinking, man, I haven't had a cat hair in forever. I just found a cat hair. Did you draw the circles when you wove the line through them? That big one in the center I drew first. The others I added later and then just connected the, drew the lines through it. I think. No, I think I started with a string and then added the circles later. I have spirograph, Rachel. We could play spirograph if we want. All right. I think I'm going to keep the ones that are circles, I think I'm going to keep them yellow. I don't know. Well, I already did a blue one, so that has already failed, but who cares? Old Etch-a-Sketch drawings. I haven't thought of Etch-a-Sketch in a long time. I found Etch-a-Sketch to be very frustrating. Maybe you had to have a certain kind of wired brain to do well at that. You know, my favorite toy as a kid was, what the heck? My favorite toy was Light Bright. Where you put the little pegs of color into the holder that had a light bulb and black paper behind it. I could spend hours doing that. I loved Light Bright. The one toy I did not like, Easy Bake Oven. I think that's just cruelty to children, especially girls, because when you get old, you have to cook all the damn time. Why are you forcing that on kids? There you go. Julie agrees with me. Hi, Darlene. Yeah, Etch-a-Sketch to me was just nothing but one big fat frustration toy. Just saying. All right. I'm just going to hit it with a heat gun. Now that green, the second green I added, which was Hooker's green, it's granulating. So I don't know. It's crazy. I think it's because the water sits on top of this paper. But I'm going to hit it with a heat gun real quick. Doesn't take long to dry. I'm going to stay away from that there for a minute. Okay, this definitely is dry. Okay, here we go. And when I had my Easy Bake Oven, my brothers used to eat you bought the packages of food to mix. They ate the packages of food before I could even play with the Easy Bake. They'd eat like the cake powder. Oh, I haven't picked out a purple. All right. We'll use bright, clear violet. And I just added plain water there to keep the paper wet. So that's going to make the paint do weird stuff as well. Light bright paper dolls and paint by numbers. Julie, we are one of a kind. I'm not sure that I played with paper dolls that much, but I did play with like Barbies and stuff like that. I like dolls. Yeah, Robert just came in. He came in, got a drink of water, turned around, walked back out. What'd Dan say? Some little sisters would have put X-Lax in the muffin mix. You know what, Dan? If I had even an inkling that there was such a thing as X-Lax, my brothers probably wouldn't be alive today. The only problem is I didn't know there was such a thing, but I would have happily given my brothers X-Lax. I have one brother, he's just younger than, well, he's 4 years younger than me, and we spent our lives hating each other. We became best friends at some point. But honestly, if I would have known that I could have given him X-Lax and then laughed, I would have so done it. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's the one that I've said multiple times. I got too much water here. If I could have figured out a way to kill him and not get caught, I would have. And the only thing that saved me, the reason I lived through my childhood, was because I could run faster than him. He was kind of heavy as a kid, and I could outrun him. Because he would have killed me as well. Who hated dolls? You hated dolls, Sharon. That's funny. I love dolls. I really did. Loved me some dolls. And I had very cool dolls. I had collectible dolls. I think they were called Storytime dolls. Do you guys remember those? They were small dolls. They weren't big. But they came with a story, and then like there was a Sleepy Time doll. I still remember. I still have them actually. Of all the things that did not get ruined in the flood and stuff, was my box of dolls, and I have a Barbie doll that's like one of the originals from like in the 50s. But I love those little Storytime dolls. You know, probably why the reason I like dolls so much is because it was the only girly thing in my life, because I had so many brothers that if we were playing outside or something like that, we were doing what the boys wanted to do. So it could be that the reason I was such a doll girl was because it was really the only girly thing in my life. And just by using different values of the same color, you can get a lot of different, what appear to be colors, out of the same paints. Get out the Storytime dolls. Oh my God, go down in that box. The stuff in that box, it's like my Storytime dolls. It's the original Barbie. My high school yearbooks are in that box. Oh, there's tons of stuff in there. That would entail going down in the storeroom. Ugh. Maybe someday I will, when I want to rip my whole life apart. But I don't know about you guys. The older I get, the more I think, why do I hang on to that stuff? You know, like at what point do I just say, you know what, enough is enough, and I either put it on eBay and sell it, because the kids don't want it. They just don't want it. I played with trucks until age 12. Then it was dolls. Friends thought I was strange, of course. Could have been for other reasons. See, well, my brothers did have G.I. Joes. All right, I'm going to turn this upside down and get some purple up in here. I don't know. At some point, you just got to say enough is enough and get rid of that crap. Got too much stuff around here. And right now, I have the luxury of space. I'm pretty sure that won't always be the case. That at some point, I'll get smart and move to a smaller place. And one thing I can't do is forget that I've turned this upside down if I want the shadowed area to always stay at the top. That would be just like me. I just added plain water to make it lighter down there. Now I'm just letting it run a little bit. That looks like an eyeball. Should add lashes. Before it dries, I need to get the shadow on there. It's already dried. Well, I'll add water to it. All right, I'll read chat for a second here. That's true if you moved a lot. See, my parents bought that house when my mother was pregnant with me, and we lived in it my entire life. I moved out when I was 18, and the oldies would be my parents. Kept that house, I don't know, quite a few years after I left, and that gray just went up in the green, so there you go. Your dolls survived the bombing of World War II. They were in a hall in their pram. Wow, Dorothy. Oh, my brothers used to jack with my dolls constantly. Constantly. Cut their hair. I'd have to hide them. Because, yeah, my brothers would cut their hair, pull their arms off. But you know what they say about paybacks. I'm pretty sure I did the same crap to their stuff. I'm sure they maybe didn't have a truck that had a wheel on it. Yeah, because the hate was mutual. Sometimes I think back about childhood, and what I think is, I must have lived in like a monkey cage. Mom had 7 kids, and by the time us 4 younger ones grew up, she must have been so sick of freaking kids. I'm not kidding you. So she just, whatever we did, she just looked the other way. I'm pretty sure. She was just like, I am so over you kids. And I look back now, and I've seen other people say it on the internet, about how when I was a kid, when we were playing outside, we drank out of the hose, and we didn't worry about dying from whatever was in the hose. Never even gave it a second thought, you know, that there was probably mold and mildew and who knows what else, mouse droppings. You can only guess what was in that hose. We drank out of the hose. We didn't have seat belts. It was just such a different time. All right, I think I'm going to do all that blue. I'm going to hit it with a heat gun real quick. I can't believe that went up in there. But the crazy thing is, because this is so abstract, you can go in there and fix almost anything you wreck. My wife's brothers made little nooses and hang their Barbies. See, Dan, I thought we were just like a bunch of caged monkeys, but maybe all kids were the same, you know? I am going to start introducing, I think, more cold colors out toward the edge. I think. We did run with sticks, Barb, and we used sticks as guns. We used to play war all the time. And when I was older, when I was in junior high, I remember this, around 4th of July, there were fireworks stands everywhere, everywhere. We used to get pipes, and there weren't girls in my neighborhood either. There was one girl behind me, but I didn't like her. We got pipes, and we went and got pop bottle rockets, and when we played war, we shot each other with pop bottle rockets. And if you got hit, you had to lay down and die. Now this right here is very cool. I'm going to hold it up to the camera, so hopefully you guys can see. See how that purple? I hope you can see it. I can't tell if you can see it or not. Up here has granulated, really very cool. I like that. And I remember one time And I was older. I think I was in college when my brother and I did this. And he probably wasn't even living at my mother's house. But he got up on the roof, and I was down on the ground, and we were shooting pop bottle rockets at each other and anybody else who was around. Now, when I say that we did that now, I think, were we nuts? Like, were we crazy? And I do know Mom and Dad were not at home because they probably had taken Dawn and Rock and gone on vacation or something, and that's why Gary and I were home. But yeah, Gary and I, we did some crazy stuff. That was, I think, the same summer that we went and got Rocky Raccoon. We had a raccoon and ferrets. Because it was a place called Pampered Pets up in Golden, Colorado, where Coors beer is brewed. And you could buy exotic pets up there. And my brother kept Rocky Raccoon for 30 years or something. I think that was that same summer. Dr. Groovy International. That's what I called Gary. Groove's dead now. See, this paper dries out so quick you can't even do that big an area without it drying out. Hi, other Janet. Hi, Painty Girl. We're just playing with watercolors and trying to fix my brain with this neurological or neurographic art. I'll tell you tomorrow whether or not it worked. If I wake up smarter or with fewer problems, we'll know it worked. Alright, I gotta put this way so I know where to add the dark blue. See how annoying that is? This may be a mistake, but we're going to try it anyway. Alright, we'll see. We'll just let that dry now. You've been a turkey lurkey of late. That's okay. Your wife needs a butler. Get your butt moving. Hi, Christine. All right. I think it's time to add some more green there. Yeah, why not? What the heck? Or blue. Maybe blue. Yeah, I think we'll do blue here and green in that big spot down here. Or maybe green here and blue down there. Oh, God, it's so hard. Let's do green here and blue down there. So when it moves to red, it's Yeah, we'll do that. You'd think I have some rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. There is no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing, you guys. I'm just making it up as I go along. But I am trying to vary the shades of the colors. Thanks, Janet. The shape reminds you of lava lamps that the blobs used to move. Where did I see one of those not very long ago? It was just like, oh my gosh, I saw a lava lamp not very long ago, like they were coming back into style or something. It was just like, what the heck? All right, time for another yellow. Got to get my paintbrush really, really clean because I'm going to try and keep the circles yellow, I think. What the heck? Oops, just put my hand in the paint because that's the kind of brilliant person I am. I hope that purple's good and dry because purple and yellow is going to be ugly. Have a nice gray. Weren't lava lamps for stoners? Oh, that's psychedelic art. Now that is my era. Psychedelic posters, lava lamps, black lights. That was my teenage years. And stoners. My peeps. Velvet posters. They weren't velvet posters. They were the psychedelic posters. But actually, the velvet paintings, those were kind of, I guess, pretty popular then too. But weren't they more 50s? Like, that was my childhood. We didn't have any, but I have seen them. Elvis. Well, they actually still sell them in Mexico, you guys. Okay. Oops, almost dropped that paintbrush. I'm kind of liking these colors. I'm not sure if I want to add red or not. I'll let you guys tell me what you think. I thought you were just doing baton twirl with the paintbrush. Well, I am that talented, Rachel. So don't be surprised if stuff like that happens occasionally because, yeah, I am exactly that talented. Sometimes my hand forgets what it's doing. What the heck here? What do you guys think? No red? Okay, Terry's saying no red. Thanks, CB. Yeah, I'm thinking no red either. Keep it just these simple colors. Green, blue, purple, yellow. You like tri-cup, no red? Okay, more no reds than do reds. So that's what we're doing. That's it. Okay, I gotta let that dry. I can move back over here now because it should be dry. That's why I'm going back and forth, up and down. Okay, this one's ready. Actually, I think I'm going to do both of these side by side. Of course, it's a big area that I got to keep wet. Sorry I got quiet. Thinking about these neurons in my head healing up. Trying to pay attention to what's important. I'm going to go right now. I didn't wet it first. I may be sorry, but I'm doing this anyway. I will have to go over some of these black lines, but that's okay. To make them nice and crisp black when I'm done. That's okay. Won't mind. I'll do it while I'm watching Survivor tonight. I was so bummed last week. I think it was Friday. I can't remember what day, but it was crapola day because the weather had been so bad. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to sit my butt on the couch today. I'm not going to do any housework. I'm not going to... And, of course, Friday around here is pizza day, so I knew I didn't have to cook. So I thought, I have to do something to entertain myself all day. So I started watching old seasons of Survivor. And I binged watched Survivor all weekend. You don't want to be around me when I'm in an icky mood. And the weather, I had just had it with that flippin' weather. But I kind of get the feeling now that we're over the worst of the crap weather. Please, God, say it so. I can't deal with any more gray days. Ooh, I like the way that when the oranges run. I hope it doesn't change too much from that. Oh, bye, Darlene. You're probably way gone by now. Sorry. I think we all get quiet when we get real into it. You think I'm real? Hi, Beatrice. I think you're new to my stream, so hi and welcome. All right, I'm going to hit it with a heat gun and just look at it. I'm actually liking the colors, so there's that. that can air dry up there. I might have wished that I had taped this down too, because I thought about it and then thought, nah, don't mess with it. All right, I'm going to need a lot of water for this area. We're going to have to move fast. One nice thing about binging something on Hulu or Netflix or whatever, you can escape from the real world. Like Survivor is the ultimate escape from the real world, in my world. I wouldn't last 3 days in some of these places they've gone. And I didn't start watching Survivor until, I think it was the 3rd or 4th season. So I had never seen, I'd seen clips, but I'd never saw the whole show of the 1st and 2nd seasons. Boy, has that game changed. And these new survivors, they are getting off so easy compared to what those early survivors had to deal with. But it was kind of fun. Just sitting there eating junk food. Watching people suffer like I was suffering with the cold weather. It was a huge, great pastime. These look like Mardi Gras colors. Now that's something I've never done that I would love to do, is go to Mardi Gras. I think I would so enjoy watching people just have fun. But I've never been. I've never been to New Orleans. I might have wished that I'd made that darker, but let's just see how this goes. I'll just keep adding the dark color and water up here and see what happens. No, I don't want it to separate from that, so. All right, we're going to leave that. Hi, Z. I know, I have not. I almost thought about it Saturday, honestly, when I was just bumming so bad, sitting my worthless butt on the couch. I know you've told me that, and I have it written in the Beast. It is written in the Beast for me to go on and watch Australian Survivor. But I have to sign up for Paramount Plus. And maybe I should have done it while the weather was cold, when I had a lot of time to sit around and really take advantage of it. But I've got to do Paramount Plus to do it. And there's several things on Paramount Plus that I want to watch. So it has to be a time when I have ample time to watch. Because I don't think I'm going to keep it. I have enough entertainment options that I pay for. Ugh. But yeah, you've told me, and I've got it written down, and I've got 1883 written down, and what else? Yellowstone. So I got a lot of stuff to watch, and now I've got summer coming where I'm going to want to be outside, so I don't know. God, it's hard to be me. And Robert does not watch TV with me, usually. I'm excited for summer, though. Well, if you can explain to Dee Dee why you won't be in her room on Wednesday, it's your big chance for Mardi Gras. Why? Is Mardi Gras this Wednesday? See, that's how out of touch I am, you guys. I'm embarrassed to even say. I don't even know. Is this Mardi Gras season? All right. I think this is half a circle. I think I'm going to do that one yellow. So I'm going to do that green, that purple. Okay, let's go ahead and do this green and then it can dry so I can paint around it. Your mermaid yesterday, Z, came out awesome. I loved how you added the gold. And then you creep, showing that brush, the refillable brush. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, do you know how many inks I could use in that? For my fountain pens? Ugh. I've never actually, I'll ask you guys and you tell me. Have you guys ever put other like fountain pen inks and stuff in your water brush? I never have done that, and I have hundreds. I probably could just experiment with one. But when I saw that Jane pen you were using, I was just like, oh man, now I found something else I want. And I've been doing so good. Not buying stuff. But yeah, I did love your mermaid yesterday. She was adorables. All right, I want to do one big area. I think this whole area down here is going to be purple. Ooh, that blue turned out really weird. See, that's what happens when your paper dries. And this paper is drying very, very fast. So I like it. It's just a frustration of the paper. But I knew that going in too. And I'm spitting all over my thing. That's still too wet. All right, I need to move over here. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of green right here. Oh, it's got blue in it. That's all right. The green and the blue will work fine together. Or it won't. We're not going to worry about it. Thank you, Christopher, my sweetest grandson. What color do I want that? I guess this is going to be green as well. All right, we're going for green here. Get this big area done, and I'll try and totally saturate it. These big areas make it really hard because this paper is crap. I might do one of these, Zandra, with on the glitter paper that you sent, the Paul Rubens glitter paper with the Paul Rubens paint, because I have that paint. I don't ever use it, but I should. So I was thinking when I was digging out the paper for this, I thought, oh man, I should be using that Paul Rubens paper. But I only have like 1 or 2 sheets, so it's like, oh, it's got to be for something special, you know, like saving your lacy underwear for a special occasion, and then you're too old to really use them. Now that's one thing I don't do anymore. I don't save things for a special occasion. I learned when my basement flooded, that's a dumb idea. Use it today, because today is all you've got. I went out of the lines there. Alright, and while that's drying, we'll get over here and do this big area. So do you guys think that when this is done and I get it all cleaned up, should I cut it into ATC size pieces? Because I don't know what I'll do with it when it's done. I guess I could cut it into note card size pieces. I always wonder that when I do stuff like this. What the hell are you going to do with that? Because I do it just for the fun of doing it, right? Especially when I work just on paper and it's not in a journal. If it's in a journal, I just leave it in the journal. But now when this is done, it's just like, okay, now you got a piece of art. What the hell are you going to do with it? And it's that old hoarding and saving stuff. I try not to do that anymore. I could give it to one of you guys. Or make postcard size. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking, is use it some other way. I do have a lot of saved art in like a notebook. I never get it out and look at it. I never get it out and show you guys. Suppose I should, but I don't. It's almost like get it done and move on to something new. I might have wished too that I had taped this down, because the buckle of the paper now is affecting how the water is running, which I mean, I don't really care. That doesn't necessarily bother me, but if you're really interested in controlling where the water and the paint goes, the one thing I would recommend is go ahead and tape your paper down. All right, where do I have a dry area? I guess down here. Use it on another piece of art or put it in a journal. Yeah. Most stuff I like giving away. I really do. That's why so much of this stuff that I do, I just give it away. Now I painted myself into a corner again. Got too many wet areas. Move over here. I think it's time for purple again. Ooh, this might be dark. We chat. Drink coffee. So are any of you guys going to do this? Or is watching me do it painful enough? I have to say, when you don't know what to do and you just want to do something mindless, this is actually not a bad thing to do. You get to play with your cool stuff. When I do stuff like this, like today using the Grumbacher paper, I generally do it to kind of either test products, see how products work together, something like that. So, and I did that yesterday with the Grumbacher paper, and that's why I feel confident telling you, if you're going to buy paper, don't buy this. Not a huge fan. Looking at it on the screen, it looks really pretty. Hi, Tambit. Hey, Hamster's House. Nope, you're not going to do it? Well, then be that way. Yeah, on different paper would be a great color flow exercise. Exactly. This one, it's not horrible, but yeah. Like right now, see how if I had taped it down, I wouldn't have ended up with that color up there like that. So you just have to be mindful, I guess. So watching Patty yesterday was the first I'd heard that you guys are going on the Maryland art retreat again. I think that's awesome. Finally getting out of the COVID craziness and can go out and enjoy life again. I am a fan of that for absolutely certain. So good on you guys. And while you're there, make sure you take videos and post it for us. Somebody there needs to. Z, either you or, I don't know, somebody needs to take photos and share with us so we can all live vicariously through you guys. But I'm really glad they're putting that back together again, because I know some of you guys really enjoy it. And for those of you who are new that don't know about it, in years past, prior to COVID, every year around what? It was in July, wasn't it, you guys? A bunch of the fibs, and that green isn't dry. Oh man, I might have screwed up. Oh well, we'll just let it run. What do we care? A bunch of the women got together for an art retreat, and it was started by Paula and Patty Tolley Parrish years ago. I don't know, what was it, 5 or 6 years ago? Maybe longer than that, but for several years, a bunch of the ladies got together in Maryland, and Patty Tolley Parrish has kind of taken on the host lead. And if you're not familiar with Patty Tolley Parrish, you need to be. She does some way cool art. But yeah, she's kind of taken on the host role, and she's setting it up again this year. Hot, humid July. There you go. July, that's what I thought. Joan, are you coming over for it? I mean, people literally are flying across. You're booking your flights tomorrow. Okay, well, you don't have to answer now. I got the answer. That's awesome. Flying across oceans to hang out together. That's pretty impressive. Of course, we did that when we went to Oz, too. I would never have gone to Oz if we hadn't known Jen, Oz Grand Jen. Alright, I'm going to have to add some water because it's not wanting to flow too much. That just tickles me that you guys are going again. I wish I could, but not this year. You characters have a wonderful time. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is, remember us by sharing some videos. Show all the fun stuff you guys do. Xandra has done videos in the past, and Patty Tolley Parrish has too. So, if you don't follow them, find a place to follow them so you can watch the ladies at the art retreat, because it looks like a ton of fun. I'm not liking that. I'm going to add yellow. I'm really not liking that one. So here we go. We hopefully are not screwing up too terrible bad. Just re-wetting it with the yellow, and hopefully we'll get it to start moving. There we go. That's better. But Patty does a really good job. She plans outings for them, and so yeah, it's jelly worthy for sure. Okay, that's better. I like that better now. But yeah, I hadn't heard that you guys were doing it, so that's awesome. Good on you. I'm going to go ahead and do these 2 yellow circles down here. I'll go ahead and do all the circles so I know that, because I did one a different color and thought, oh well, nobody will notice. Mostly it's being there with like-minded. Yeah, see, I agree, CB. You know, something that you have in common and probably never run out of things to talk about or show each other. So, yeah, I think it's a great thing. And Patty's awesome for putting it together, because can you imagine trying to corral that many women? Oh my God, I'd sooner shoot myself in the head. Not that you guys are disagreeable or anything, but just like doing a giveaway at Dee Dee's is bad enough. Like herding cats. Can you imagine hurting all those women? Oh, Patty, you are the woman. And some of the old timers who used to go aren't around much anymore. So, I mean, I can think of a couple of people who have gone in the past that I have not seen in ages. Anywhere. I mean, like online or anywhere. Ooh, that's a lot of water. A core group of greatness. You can say that again, Tambit. And Patty hosted barbecue at her house, and it's very cool. And I can't remember the venue. Tell me again, you guys, what the venue is. It's where you have a good opportunity of seeing handsome young men in military uniforms. That alone should get your worthless butt off the couch to go, in my opinion. These, I mean, I have saturated these circles, so now I've got to let some of the water absorb and go away. Mitt tags, there you go. I see you get your information from CB about the handsome young men in uniforms. You know what? That is one thing CB and I have in common. If there are men in uniforms or men in Speedos, we are on it. Of course, we can't do anything with them when we get, you know, like capture them, but a girl can dream. There was a little bit of blue on the edge of that that's going to leak into the yellow, but we don't care because this is all about healing your brain, if you'll remember that. Now we're talking about men in uniform and Speedos. Bye-bye, brain. Marine Institute, the way they teach you about piloting ships, among other stuff. Remember Terry Trouble? She made some really neat stuff. I still communicate with Terry Trouble here and there. So yes, I definitely do remember Terry Trouble. Terry is living the good life out in Oregon. She's a good egg. But yes, I do remember Terry Trouble. I can think of a lot of people who, you know, have been around in the past, haven't seen or heard from in a long time. Like Dixie Doodles. Dixie Doodles has finally been around here lately. So sometimes the old fibs check back in, and that's cool. I like that. But the thing is, you know, it's really nice to have new fibs too. You know, like I love seeing the fibs who have, you know, probably gotten jobs moved. Who knows why people come and people go. Probably get sick of my dumbass. But anyway, um, I mean, I value and like the new fibs just as much as I did them. I think we're just fortunate to have such an awesome online community. And that, you know, some of us go so far as to meet each other outside of the computer as well. I'm looking forward to meeting Barb Owens here sometime soon. Barb and I live only like 4 hours apart, so there's no good excuse why we don't meet, you know? And some of us old fibs just hang around like old fish and bad smells. Well, there you go, Rachel. Speak for yourself, Stinky. But you know, when you sit around and you think about how long we've all been hanging out and what we've learned from each other, that's the most miraculous thing is that, gosh, I can't even begin to think how much I've learned from some of the fibs. Dee Dee especially. I mean, I think Dee Dee has had as big an influence as anybody I've ever met. You're not dumb, you're amazing. Thanks, Icy. I say dumbass like, dumbass to me is endearing. If you're a dumbass, I will be your biggest cheerleader. Like, so not kidding. I call poor Robert dumbass so much that he thinks he's a district attorney. He doesn't take it to heart. He knows. That's endearing. If I call you a dumbass, I am crazy about you. I love Dee Dee's work, even when if she whines and steals my wins when you play games. Oh my gosh. Whine, whine, whine. Some people just whine when there's no need to whine. We're getting toward the edge on this side of the paper. That's awesome. I think I have one cat hair on this page that I'm just moving around continuously. Hopefully I got it that time. God, how annoying is that? Dee Dee popped in to laugh at Judy. Dee Dee's busy packing up her whole house to get new flooring, and I have to say I'm a little bit jelly. I would love to get new wood flooring throughout this whole house. The thing is, the reason I don't is because I don't want to do what she's doing right now, which is packing up the whole damn house. If I ever have to pack up this house, 90% of it's going away. It's not coming back. I'll start living minimalist. I promise you. You're not jelly? Yeah, I'm not jelly either, except I'm jelly of the new floor. I would love a new wood floor. They're just so easy to take care of, you know? And I even thought when I put this new carpet in, I don't even know how many years ago I put the new carpet in, but I remember at the time thinking, I wish I had the old hardwood floors. That's what I would really like, is old hardwood floors. She's going to love it, though. And I'm happy for her. You know, somebody should start a business of coming in and packing up your house and getting rid of your junk. I would hire them and just say, come in, pack up everything, and get rid of it. Well, actually, there is a service around the lake that actually does that. We did it next door when Gail and Jerry moved out. They came in and just took everything after the kids had gotten what they wanted out. And then they get to sell this stuff, but you still got to pay them to do it. What? Denise will do it. What, come in and get rid of all my stuff? You know what? Denise could come live with me because we could just sit around and laugh and throw stuff away and just be in total spirit animal love together. You need to tell her that. That if she wants to come, I'll share my money, I'll share all my stuff, and we can be in spirit animal love. No, my kids will do it. If I don't get it done first, the kids will do it, I promise. I'm just getting tired of stuff. Really tired of stuff. See, Lisa's saying the same thing. Take it all and auction it off. And there actually is a guy, I don't know if Gus is still in business, but he did it for the neighbor. But I think there comes a time where you're just ready to say, okay, I'm done. Get rid of this stuff. It's not making my life joyful anymore. It needs to be dusted or put in the dishwasher. Actually, I have my grandmother's wedding china. My grandmother was pretty well-to-do, and So she had china that was specific for her wedding, and it's, I don't know how many pieces it is, but it's got gold and everything on it. And I've been meaning for the longest time to get on the internet and see if there's somewhere I can sell it, because I know the kids don't want it. The grandkids don't want it. What the hell do you do with that except sell it? And I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm ready to be done with it. I mean, I've appreciated, I've used it. I mean, it's kept my grandma close to me, but honestly, my kids never met my grandmother. Has no sentimental value for them. It probably belongs in a museum. This paper is the shits, man. Alright, let me read chat. I had Clutter Fairy to come once a week to help me get rid of stuff in preparation to downsize. You have a Clutter Fairy, Linda? Ah! 5-bedroom house. See, we moved out of a 6-bedroom house, and now this one's only 3, but it's got a lot of living space. Judy, you're in the same boat. Exactly, Rachel. Yeah, I know. Those are the places I'm talking about, Riri. The places that sell replacement china. But really, now I have bought some, as crazy as I am, my everyday china, I splurged on it. And my dad broke my coffee cups. And one got lost, and I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I wanted replacement coffee cups because I love those coffee cups, and they're the ones I use all the time. I don't use mugs. I use my dance coffee cups, and I love them. So I did get on there and buy that, and it was all brand new, never been used. So I was really happy to find that, and I paid way too much for it, but I don't care, because it was what I wanted. But like this old china that has gold on it and stuff, no. Will people really buy that? Are there people out there who still do that? I think we're getting beyond that, quite honestly. In the not too distant future, people are not going to be replacing pieces of their china. See if you guys agree with me, but yeah, I think we're really beyond that. See, in my grandmother's time, I think having that china and everything was a sign of prosperity or something. And it's just not so much anymore. Young people just don't care. I mean, which version of Xbox you have is probably a bigger deal to them than whether or not you have china from the 1800s, right? And I've never seen it as any kind of status or anything like that. It was my grandmother's china, and it had to go somewhere. And I was happy to have it, but now it's like, oh, what do you do with it? Okay, Christopher's saying you love antiques, it's treasures. See, Christopher, I think there are people like that still today, but I think they're getting fewer and further between, honestly. I really do. I think they're getting just very rare people who love antiques. Now, I do love some antique furniture. I will say that. I do love some antique furniture. But china and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't think young people value it. And I'm at a point where I'd rather eat off a paper plate if they hadn't gotten so damn expensive. Some of these I'm going to go back in and put dark at the top, I think, where it didn't run like I wanted it to. But I'm really liking the yellow and the way the orange has run, so. Okay. I can't paint that. It's wet around it. Alright, up here should be dry enough, I think. Yeah, this is dry enough to paint up here. Probably shouldn't do two areas at once. But I would kind of like to get this done before I finish today. So, oh, that blue is really running. It's alright. We're going to do it with purple anyway, so. The purple and the blue will run together just fine. Purple and yellow, not so much. Did I say hi, Bella? Probably didn't. So hi, welcome. I got really sloppy up there. But my guess is when this is done, you're not going to see any of that. Uncle Dan, if you're still around, I think I feel my brain healing with every brush stroke. So if your purpose was to fix my brain, I think it's working. You snuck in late? Not a problem. There's no late or early around here. Just fun. Just come and hang out with the fibs and have fun. I do like parts like that purple right there. That is awesome. I don't know how I accomplished that, but it's awesome. That's probably still wet too. I need to wash my glasses, I think. Ooh, I got a lot of pigment on this one. Oh well. Hi, Helen. Not wet enough to run. Bummer, dude. All right, we'll let that dry. Come down here. Now this is a really big area. If I didn't want to leave that, I would just draw another line in there. I'm just going to do it all one color because we are within 40 minutes of ending this stream. So let's get it done. Let's go ahead and fill in that one. Okay, read chat real quick. Hi, Curly T. Make sure you ask your kids. I've announced to the kids and grandkids if they want anything out of this house, they need to say so, put their name on it, do whatever they want to do. More often than not, if they say, oh, I like that or I want that, I just say take it. It's yours. Get it out of here. There's very few things. Well, my art supplies is one of the things that you can't just walk out of here with. But otherwise, I'd rather they have it and use it when they're young than me continue to dust it, frankly. So if you want something around here, just speak up. It's yours. You won't get a fight from me. I will trim this out so you won't see these nasty edges. Robert's out breaking up ice, which if that water isn't fixed, I'm going to have to kill him with whatever it is he's breaking up the ice with. Just saying. Ooh, that's going to be dark purple. Oh well, that's fine. All right, let's finish up this edge over here. One of my favorite pieces is pink depression glass. Yeah, I think that, see, Rachel, I agree with you. Like, I have certain things that are, I have certain memories about, like, okay, I have a, oh, let me think what it's called. You know, back in the old days where they had, well, I'll just go get it and show you guys. Where you would sweep the ashes off the table and you had a china thing. And my grandmother obviously never used it for what it was intended, but I do remember it being in her house. And honestly, I never see that little thing that I don't remember where it was in my grandmother's house and how every time I look at it, it makes me think of her and it makes me happy. My kids don't have that memory. They probably don't even know what it is. So, let me go get it. A crumb tray. When you guys see it, you'll be able to tell me exactly. Ouch. Okay, let me move this so I don't get dust on it. Okay, where you would take it, you know, like, yeah, like a butler would. What the hell is in there? That's weird. But anyway, yeah, and you would sweep crumbs or, it's called a salver. Is that what this is? But it's got my grandmother's handwriting on the bottom of it. Oh, the little foam feet are in it. But she wanted it to go to my dad. And so I've ended up with it. So that's sitting on my table. That does not go in the dishwasher. It breaks my rule of it. If you can't live through a trip through the dishwasher or the washing machine, you can't live here. But I have to say, whenever I see that makes me really, really happy because I have such fond memories of my grandmother. And I knew exactly where it was in her house. And it was a treasure of hers. She loved that. So because she loved it, I love it. My kids don't have the same fond memories of my grandmother that I do. They never met her. She died long before they were around. So it's one of those things, you know, that it has total meaning for me, but absolutely none for them. They just look at it and go, I have to keep that I have to keep that clean? That ain't happening. So for me, it's more the memory than than the actual thing. Yeah, see, Christopher, you're a sentimental person. I think in the United States, one, people have migrated. We don't live as close to our families anymore as we used to. So generations aren't as close with their relatives. And United States is such a vast country. If I got to see my grandmother once or twice a year, man, I was fortunate that, going to my grandma's house was the best thing ever. People just don't live close, and I don't know, some of the modern things I think have really led to the breakdown of the family. Like my grandmother, when my mother moved to Denver, and the reason she moved to Denver, I mean, I'm going to be honest, my grandmother absolutely put her foot down. My mother was unhappy with my biological father. She wanted a divorce. And my grandmother put her foot down. You will not get a divorce as long as you live in this town, because she was one of the town's matriarchs. That was not going to happen on her watch. So my mother moved to Denver, Colorado. Well, then my grandfather died, and my grandmother was alone. She would not leave her small town, so all of us kids grew up in Denver. And we got to see her maybe once a year, and she would come out to our house. But because she was so protective of her position, my mother left. Well, and then as she got old and wouldn't move to live near us, we didn't know my grandmother that well. She was lonely in her old age. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of things, whether it was the divorce, who knows what all goes into it. But, if my grandmother had been more agreeable with my mother about maybe divorcing, would we have grown up in Decorah, Iowa? I suspect we might have. Because my mother, other than that, had no reason to leave her hometown. So I don't know. I think there's just a lot of things that have contributed to families not being both physically and emotionally as connected as they were before. Know what I mean? And it's kind of too bad. But I'm going to be honest. That grandmother, like the grandmother who had that ash bucket or whatever, salver, whatever you call it, she was the nicest woman on the planet. And my other grandmother, and maybe it's because she was alone so much, I don't know. Man, she was grumpy. They always put pride first. Exactly, Joan. And so I don't think we do that as much today. Like if I'd ever said to my mother, oh, of course she was divorced, so maybe she wouldn't have been harsh with me. But yeah, there wouldn't have been stipulations. It would have been my business only. I pay my own bills, whatever, I don't know. I could be full of crap, but that's what I think. I think we've made a lot of bad decisions when it comes to family unity. But then again, you can say, well, there's so many modern conveniences that you can stay in touch with your family now. Everybody has a phone in their hip pocket. When I was a teenager, we didn't even have a phone in our house. So the fact that everybody has phones, in their hip pocket now is just ridiculous. Right? All right, I'm going to do this one blue, and I didn't wet it first, so. Plus, you got to remember, in my mother's day and age, and grandmother's, they didn't have TV to sit around and watch at night either. You know, like they played games with the neighbors. They, of course, had to work a lot harder, things that we just take so much for granted now. I don't know, it's crazy when you think about it. I love history, though. But sometimes I wonder if technology has, in many instances, made our lives better or richer. I think we should have been a little bit more mindful about what we were doing to ourselves in future generations. And don't I sound like all the old people now? You was the first in your family to get a divorce, and my cousin, my sister. Guess I opened the door. It was different times. And I am not anti-divorce. I'm really not. I don't think you should have to spend a lifetime with somebody you don't want to be around. So I'm not anti-divorce at all. I think you got a long life. It's your life. You need to live it the best way you can. So I'm not anti-divorce at all. I think we've just made it too easy. Well, we've made it too easy to get married, and we've made it too easy to get divorced too. So there's that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to live in a time when, you know, there would be arranged marriages, or you couldn't get divorced, or I don't know. Where did I get so damn philosophical? Straighten up, girl. I may or may not get this done. But you've watched enough of it by now. I can't believe you guys have stayed and just said, God, aren't you done with that yet? Yep, life is way too short to be unhappy. And the older you get, the more you realize how short life is, you know? Like when your kids get middle-aged, that's when you just go, what the hell? How did this happen? How did this happen? Okay, that'll be green. All right. We're going to do this whole section at one time because it's all going to be green. All right, I'll check chat here in just a second. I think I'll make this purple. Well, wait a minute. Nope, I think I'll make it green. Very light green. The Hucker's green is really nice because it granulates beautifully. All right, let me read chat real quick. God, my water's dirty. My kids are teenage. They only hear this probably every week. Hi, Dawn. Sorry to hear that, Dawn. All right, all right, that's kind of damp. We're going to go with the green anyway. Because we are getting pretty close. Ooh, I got some blue in there. Oh, well. Going to end up with a turquoisey green, and that's fine. I do like these Mission Gold paints, though. So if you're looking for a new kind of paint that will give you good results every time, these Mission Gold are nice. I fall back to them over and over and over again. I always come back to them. I think they were actually one of my first sets of watercolors, and they have remained some of my favorites. Hi, Brenda. Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to do this in green as well. And the reason I'm having to do this in sections, of course, with watercolor, if you're going to do something like this, you almost have to work in sections anyway, you know, unless you're working on arches where you can get the paper wet and it will stay wet for a long time, but this paper just will not stay wet. So, yeah, you have fewer options. I actually am really liking this. Hi, Casey Loves Coloring. Welcome to my channel. It is relaxing. I would say if you want to just play with your stuff, this is not a horrible thing. It's been quite nice. And who knows, after it dries and I sit and look at it, I may end up Zentangling on top of it. Who knows what I might end up doing. But I have to say I do like the colors, and that was totally unplanned. I had no clue when I sat down what colors or anything I was going to use. So that's been kind of fun, just not worrying about anything too much. And for those of you who came in late and maybe didn't hear the way I introduced it, is Uncle Dan here a week or two ago, I don't know when it was, recommended that I look into, what was it? Neurographics art. And this was a method that was developed by a Russian scientist. I don't know if it was to help people cope or just deal with their problems, I guess. Where you use a certain set of rules to kind of just sit down and start arting and using the time to fix your brain or work on a problem. Or I didn't watch the one about pain management, but I'll bet it was very cool. Okay, this I want yellow again. I can't do it while it's wet. But to help with pain management, I don't know. Did you draw the... Yes, I did, Kat. I hope I'm saying that right, Cassie. I did. It's just really draw squiggles, and then I went back in and added the circles later, just for added interest. And then to break up some of the bigger areas. Like now I wish I had broken up that blue a little bit, but I didn't, and this one too. But who cares? I didn't. It's not the end of the world. Nobody can take my birthday, so I'm good. So yeah, it's just... Oh, that's still wet. Sorry, can't do that yet. I think this is the bug napkin. Okay, Mr. Bug, you're gonna get flooded now. That's got to dry before I can work on that. And this I'm not going to wet beforehand. I'm just going to go in with some pretty dark pigment. Partly to cover up that green that kind of bled over into this space. But even the places that have bled over, they're not bothering me, so that's good. Good on them. So yeah, it's kind of like Zen painting, I guess. And I'm such a Zen person. Not. Actually, I pretty much am. I mean, not too much of anything bothers me. It is what it is. Just deal with it. It's your life, girl. It's your life. All right. What am I going to do with that one? That one needs to be purple. That'll be blue. That'll be... Okay. Oh, wait, I was going to do this one yellow, and that's wet. So I'm getting down to areas where I don't have much space left. The real estate is pretty wet. All right, this one down here I can do. What color do I want it? I guess it's going to have to be green. But it does remind me an awful lot of Zentangle, where you just... doing something repetitively that you have zero pressure to make sure the shadow's in the right place or the eyes aren't so close to the nose and blah, blah, you know. It's just shapes that you're just using your stuff. No downside there, right? Even you could not keep a straight face. Have you left the corner, Rachel? What the hell are you talking about? Get yourself back in that corner, girl. No, if you count Zen as somebody who doesn't worry, then I'm a Zen person, because I really don't worry about too much. I figure God's got this, and all I have to do is pretty much just stay the hell out of the way. It's the staying out of the way, Rachel, that creates problems. Not good at staying out of the way. Let somebody else drive. I might be a bit of a control freak. Oh, did I just hit the camera with my head? I want to clean that up. All right, let me get this straight and see. No, I didn't jack with the camera. Using a megaphone. Neurographic art is a fairly new concept. It was created by Russian psychologists. Okay, see, Curly T's giving you all the information that I don't even know about. I have been doing this since I was a young one, but obviously had no idea it was any. Really, Curly? That's so interesting. Now, there's a another type of art, and I remember doing it way back when, and I can't think of one of the journals where I've done it in, but it's the same sort of thing where you do, it's almost like worms, cut the paper in half and draw curved lines. I'll have to show it to you guys. But it's also that way. And then when you're done, you have a really, really cool product. All right, that one might be dry enough that I can, oh, why didn't that? All right, this probably is dry enough down here where I can work on this now. I think I'll do the yellow. Even though it's not an exact circle, it's close. Joan, you can use anything. One of the ladies that I watched, the way she starts is she just takes common items in her art room. Say you have an eraser and a box or something like that. And she just started drawing, tracing those shapes on her paper, and then did the lines through it. And the thing that I think that makes it interesting is anytime a line, all right, I'll use this so you guys can see it. But wherever your lines cross, okay, go ahead and round those off. It's almost like you don't want straight edges. I'm not sure, but that is part of the process. I mean, they're very adamant that you round those corners and make them soft corners. And there is a Zentangle design that I can't remember the name of it, that is just that. But yeah, you can use any shape, you can trace, you can draw freehand. I just started with just a scrambled string. That's what they call them in Zentangle, strings. And then went from there. And then I added the circles later, because I'm kind of circly person. Oh, I saw that curly tree. When I was looking earlier, I saw the neurographic trees. They were very, very cool. I agree with you. That one's still too wet. All right, this one I can do if I'm careful. Very, very careful. I think I'll just go direct, since I'm just almost out of time and almost out of things here. We'll get this done quick. But you guys get the idea. So if you want to do some Zen painting and fix your brain, because by dinner time tonight, I'm expecting like a fully repaired brain that's going to remember everything. That's the thing that scares me is, man, my memory is frightening. but I guess that's just normal. The idea of rounding corners is so it all flows freely with no harsh lines or sharp corners. Exactly, Terry. You be sleeping by 7 p.m. No, you know, that's one thing. Robert is always in bed early. I like to stay up until at least 10. On nights when Dee Dee's streaming, I try and make myself get into bed by 10. Other nights, it can be 11. Yeah, I don't necessarily get in bed early. I probably should. God, those areas are... Let me hit it with a heat gun real quick. So I'm just not sure what I'll end up doing with this. If it will, in the end, be cut up and used in other art. I suspect that's probably what'll happen. Or I might draw on top of it. I just don't know. I might end up Zentangling on top of it. I am going to do another one of these, and I might be repeating myself, but that you can just chalk that up to crap memory. I am going to do one of these monochromatic for the scavenger hunt. I am going to do that. I won't do that on stream. I'll only torture you once with this. Unless I want to do it again later. Then I'll torture you again. I consider it an honor and a pleasure to torture you every Monday for 3 hours. Yeah, the colors do change when it dries, for sure. But that's true of all watercolors, you guys. They always dry different than they look going on. And just know they always dry lighter. Another way you could do this is, you know, I just picked one side to kind of use as the shadow side. Another thing you could do, like I could have done the yellow and added green into the yellow or green into the blue, you know, just like mix your colors and make it more variegated. That would be fun too. So it's just do whatever you want to do. What the hell? It's all about just playing anyway. Using your cool stuff. Thanks, Dee Dee. Have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. If you go shopping, call me. So I can feel left out earlier. This one I might be sorry that I'm doing this, honestly, but we'll see. I was going to get some hard lines there, and I really didn't want them. So... Alright, I only have those 2 areas left. This one's going to be purple. Let's go ahead and paint it. Who cares? I'll try and stay as far away from the blue as I can, but we'll get it done. So I can actually say I finished a project. I don't have to finish it after this stream. I will, after it dries completely, I will take a picture and put it on Instagram, I think. Now watch it run. Please don't run. Please don't run. And I really, really appreciate you guys hanging with me this afternoon. It's fun to have fibs to hang with. Hey, Artie Dar. We did a cool Zen painting today, Dar. And I'm going to go ahead and do this one, and hopefully it won't bleed, and if it does, we don't care. How about that? You like that? Being all Zen. Healing our brains. Some of us need brain healing more than others. All right, you guys, I did all the spaces. And it's just now 3 o'clock, so great timing. All right, and I may or may not see you guys at Dee Dee's, and it did bleed, and oh well, that's life in the big city. May or may not see you at Dee Dee's Wednesday, depending on what her floor people decide. Cassie, I hope you come back. I hope all the ladies treated you nice, and if they didn't, give me their names, and I'll kick their ass later. You cleaned your pantry, Shelly. Oh my God, girl. Thanks, CB. Thank you for the prayer, Rachel. I always appreciate that. Give it a try. Good job, Brenda. Thank you, Helen. Yep. Now, I probably am going to go back in with some pencils and maybe a white highlighter or something and maybe give it a little bit more depth, but I'm really, really happy with the end result. It looks pretty good. So, thanks, Z. Love you guys. I'm going to scramble-llama out of here and go see if my plumbing is getting fixed, because that's the next important thing. So hopefully I see you guys Wednesday. Love you, see you, bye. Be nice.